I picked it up, and when I first started reading it, it was 11 pages in the New Yorker, and the New Yorker is like 3 columns. I got to the end of the first column, and I thought, you know, this is a beautifully written story, but I've been writing Western stories for 2 years now. I don't want to read this. So I put it back down on the bedside table. About 5 minutes went by, and I was just still like this. So I picked it up and said, oh, it's such good writing, I think I'll just read it. The version I read did not have that prologue, so I had no idea that this was a story about 2 men who fall in love until I got to the tent scene up on the mountain. And I was just, at that point, it was like, oh my God, what's going to happen to these young men? And I was riveted. About 2/3 of the way through, I began to sob and couldn't stop crying. And I got to the end of the thing, and I was just spent. Put the magazine down, threw water on my face, and fell right to sleep. I woke up the next morning, and I thought, that was so intense. Was that just a middle of the night fluke? So I read the story real quickly before I got out of bed again, and I was even more, I started bawling again, and ran downstairs, found Larry, and I said, listen, you've got to read this short story. And he said, you know, I don't read short fiction. And he doesn't read it because he can't write it, that's what he says. But he went ahead and read it, humored me. I said, just humor me and read it. So he read it, said it was one of the best short stories he'd ever read about the West. And I said, what do you think about writing a screenplay of this story? And he said, in 20 years I've known this man, it's the only time he has agreed with me about anything without an argument. And he said, sure.